Hi performance golfers, I'm Coach Carolin, and today I'm going to talk to you about a 5-second fix for your driver. It's not going to take long and you can do this, and all the tour players are doing this as well. So when you watch the next tournament, watch out for this. We're going to talk about it now. Your driver is going to be your favorite club in the bag from today onwards. So this tip is super simple. You don't need to be athletic. You don't need to be an amazing golfer for this. Anybody can do this, which is why I like it so much. It's actually something that all the really good players and tour pros do in their setup. And it has to do with our hips. Before we go into this though, I want to talk about why you're potentially struggling with your driver, because I've had the experience that either you love your driver and it's your absolute favorite club in the bag, like me, or you just cannot make friends with it. But at the end of this video, I promise you, you guys are going to be best friends with your driver. You're going to be on the road to success with it. 100%. If you do this, you'll be able to improve your driver launch, your driver distance, and overall contact. So the problem I see the most with people who struggle with driving is that they use their upper body too much, too hard, too soon, and that leads to a downward angle of attack. And that is actually okay in irons, but a driver is built very, very differently than irons in terms of lie angle. That is this angle right here, how the shaft comes out of the head. This is much, much flatter. It is not built to be hit down on. It is not built to be doing this. So this is the angle we want to avoid, right? We don't want to have that face kind of turned down, heading towards the ground. And if you see any divot or contact with the ground with your driver, this is what's happening for you. Here's the good news. We can fix a lot of that in the setup before you even get into your swing. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. So I want you to set up to your driver. If you're on the course right now, if you're in your hallway, if you're in your living room, it doesn't matter. Grab a club or an imaginary club and set up as you would to your driver right here. And you're obviously already doing a lot of the right things, I'm sure. If not, we can just quickly go over them. Biggest difference in the driver is, of course, your ball position. It's going to be ideally on the inside of your front heel, my left heel, because I'm a righty. And it just really shouldn't be too far forward. What happens, and I see this a lot because people feel like they want to hit up on it more, but as they're moving the ball position forward, what happens is the path actually becomes more left. Because if you think about it, now your club's already exiting its arc and the path naturally will go left. So you're going to start reaching, you're going to start going forward with your chest, and we're doing everything we just said not to do, being really active, hitting it hard, reaching for the ball. So all of that, we don't want to create more issues with the ball position. That is incorrect. So have the ball position further forward. Sometimes this already helps with our little setup tip, but sometimes it doesn't, because sometimes people still have a really good ball position and then they set up kind of looking like this. And I'll give you a couple of seconds to look at me and see what's wrong here. Can you point it out? If you can, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think is wrong here. And if you got it, no lies.
All right, guys, quick break from today's video. Look, if you want to make massive improvements with your game and actually get way better in 2025, you got to do something different than you've done before. And one of those things that I highly recommend is checking out these 2-day schools that my friends at Performance Golf are hosting. These are with the best coaches in the world, people you see me in videos with all the time, like Martin Chuck, Andrew Rice, Erika and Learn, and many more of the top coaches at awesome, awesome places all around the United States. We're seeing great results with these schools, because what we're able to do when we see you in person is really find and fix the main root issue. Most all of us have like 4 or 5 things wrong with our swing. You can't do them all at one time, but you can find and fix the main one thing, which we can do in person like that. We're able to make massive improvements. I'm talking like maybe 2 years of improvements in only 2 days. So if you're looking for something to really fast track your improvement, this could be the thing that could take you to the next level. We'll put a link in the description down below. Check that out, see if there's a spot available in a location that works for you.
Just by putting the ball forward, it doesn't always mean that people are going to also have their chest back a little bit and set it back a little bit. So as you can see, my right hand is obviously low on the grip and it's going to have to reach. So what that naturally does, it should pull us into a little bit of an angle of my shoulders right here. But not just the shoulders, the hips is where it's at. Because a lot of the time, even if my hips are level and people do this, my hip really didn't change much. So here is really the key to this whole thing. Before you do anything else, before you adjust your shoulders, before you take your grip, I want you to put your hand on your right hip or trail hip, depending on which direction you're hitting, and just push that trail hip down by about 1 inch. I really want you to physically grab yourself and push it down. You're gonna feel like that's a little bit more of a bend in the right knee right here, and that's okay. What I don't want you to do is go forward, and you guys can see this from the down the line angle. We're not doing this, we're just pushing it down. It's almost like being on an uphill slope. If I was on an uphill like this with a driver, hopefully you're not on an uphill ever, otherwise the greenkeeper really woke up and chose violence that day if you're on a tee box that goes uphill. But this also applies to the fairway wood. So here's the good news, you can still do this. And a really great drill, which I'm going to talk about at the end, actually has to do with uphill lies. So grab your trail hip, push that down. See how that really pushes my hip a little bit towards the target? It lowers my right hip. It automatically puts my spine angle at a tilt. See this right here? This is what we need. It lowers our right shoulder. It puts our shoulders into the right angle. Now you are able to really hit up on the ball. You can swing back, and I want you to feel like in that backswing that your right hip stays lower. We're never going to feel like that right hip goes up. If the right hip goes up, you will really feel that slide that you've probably been struggling with because you've been doing this wrong your whole life. Make sure we push it down, the left hip goes towards the target a little bit, right hip drops down a little bit, drops the right shoulder, and now we keep that hip low as we go back, and then we fire, and now you're going to be able to really push off the ground a lot better. Feel much more powerful, shallow the club a lot easier, it stays behind me, it drops into the slot, and then you can fire at the ball. So, homework assignment for you is to look at the next tournament, watch the next tournament, watch some of these top players hitting their drivers. We're not looking at irons, guys, we're not looking at wedges, very different conversation, okay? Drivers, look at that right hip. The right hip should not be higher at setup than your left hip. Trail hip, not be higher than your lead hip. So let's hit a ball like this. Let's see how I do. And I just love this feeling. I've used this feeling so many times when I was actually on tour playing, because it's something that just really helps me shape that little draw more so if I want it. So let's do this. Setting up, good ball position. I'm going to physically actually drop this. You can do this. Doesn't matter if your buddies think it's weird, because it's not going to be weird when you end up in the middle of the fairway. Trust me. A little waggle. Feel that trail hip staying low. A little penetrating drive, and this is really going to help you get under the ball, catch it on the uphill. We're now fixing fundamentals. We're not giving you band-aids in your swing. We're not trying to make you do something you can't do because you first need to go to the gym for 10,000 hours and train it. This is a little adjustment anybody can make. All right, let's talk about one little drill that I want you to do. You can do this on the range. You obviously can't do this on the course. You also can do this when you're not hitting a ball. That's totally fine. But let's imagine we have an uphill lie. This will really, really help you. I love using hills, whether it's side hill or uphill, to emphasize feels. So I want you to feel like if you were on an uphill lie, and I'm going to just kind of put my left foot up a little bit, prop that up a little bit, and you can do this too. So let's just pretend that we're on an uphill lie right here. So I'm going to go a little bit on my toes here on my left foot and really feel that little drop right here, because now we're actually forced, in order to be level with the ground, our imaginary uphill lie right here, now we're forced to do this. And I want you to really feel like, how does that feel? And you're going to feel that bottom of the driver happening much more in front of the ball, like right here. This is the bottom of the arc, and that's the key piece of this. On a driver, the bottom of your swing has to be before you get to the ball. Otherwise you cannot swing up on it, right? No way. When you hit down, it'll be the opposite. This is the wrong version, right? You hit down and the bottom of the arc all of a sudden is right here in front of the ball. You're screwed. Sorry, there's no other way around it. So take a couple of swings, feeling that right hip lower than the left, feeling that right hip staying lower than the left, and just really kind of do these little motions and swing through. Again, if you're on a range, you can go like here, you could turn around and just kind of swing that way. Be creative, use the golf course, use what we have to emphasize those feels. All right, let's crush one more, and then it's up to you to go on the range and try this. I'm going to drop my hip, set up, right shoulder, good ball position, and let's go. A little baby draw. All right, I hope this tip brings you closer with your driver, as it has done for me. And if you're already a really good driver, that's great too. This will really help you shape a little bit more of a draw, much more easier. So try it out. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like it, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to this channel. We come out with new tips on a regular basis. So this is a great resource for you guys to become better golfers. All right, I'm Coach Carolin. Thanks so much for watching.